Lindsay Lohan gets ready for her mugshot close-up, HTC serves up a CEO sacrifice, shows we've lost the season, and more on this week's Buzz Throwdown. Welcome to another edition of your weekly addiction, Buzz Throwdown. I'm your host with the infectious smile, Gavin Stone.
I bet that's not the only thing infectious about you, which would explain the sores on your face earlier this week.
Oh, hey now! The doctor gave me a clean bill of health, and a special shout out to our makeup crew. They work wonders.
You better burn those brushes and foundation. If I see one blemish on this stunningly sculpted face, I will hire someone to slap the shit out of you.
Ooh! See if you can get Charlize Theron. She is so hot. Okay, on to this week's buzz. Kickstarter, the independent creators funding platform that has helped many projects see the green light of day, has now added the Veronica Mars movie to its lists of success stories. Launching with a $2 million goal, creator Rob Thomas took to Kickstarter and gave fans the what's what about the returning cast, storyline, and Warner Brothers' help and distribution. In less than 12 hours, Veronica Mars made its goal. I donated too! My time, anyway. I'd have no problem being Veronica's boy toy. Or since Veronica's dog Backup won't be in the movie, I can play the new Backup!
Or her dog.
Veronica Mars, starring the vivacious Kristen Bell, was a fan-favorite show which started on the UPN, then ended in 2007 on the CW. Fans cried, myself included, when the CW canceled the critically acclaimed show. For more information about the Veronica Mars movie, go to www.kickstarter.com and search for Veronica Mars, the movie. Up next, the latest in gossip buzz with my vile vixen, Vivian Royale. Hey Vivian, how come you never report any gossip about me? I give you stuff all the time.
Please, the gossip you give me is your pathetic version of life, which we like to call delusions of grandeur.
Hey, some of that stuff did happen. I just embellished it a smidge. You know, for drama.
Lohan, must you continue your downward spiral by appearing in court 45 minutes late for your own sentencing? Unfortunate, really. Lohan has struck with 5 days in jail and 90 days lockdown court-ordered rehab. Lindsay, darling, my advice? Get a new publicist, get new friends, stay low, take much-needed acting classes, then come back when you're ready for a serious career. While you're fun to mock, there is a point when it's just plain sad, like Gavin's constant attention whoring.
You say attention whoring, I say networking.
Robston fans wave those banners high. After months of worry and woe, Kirsten Stewart and Robert Pattinson's love for each other finally seems to have cemented itself into the alleged stable territory. Seriously, the word stable should never be associated with Stewart. I digress. Fans were thrilled with the news of their reunion earlier this week, and fans of the star-crossed couple are literally overjoyed. One of our sources had this to say.
Yep, Kristen Stewart and Rob are finally reunited and Kristen is just ecstatic.
I still don't condone cheating, but forgiveness is one heart-wrenching publicity. I mean, even I can't ignore a personal moment. In other news, Kim Kardashian has gained 65 pounds during her pregnancy, leaving many of her followers to leave surprisingly brutal comments on her respective social networking sites. True, the only reason people follow her in the first place is to drool over her curves, but really, people? When a lady's got a bun in the oven, expect to bring on the pound cake! Kim already thinks that Kanye West is going to cheat on her because of her weight, and while it's apparent that she has tough skin, having people constantly talk about your weight is never fun. But I will say this, Kim K. baby. You are beautiful no matter what. But seriously, honey, white on the front and black on the back, with that dress? You should know better. Love you, boo. That's all the gossip for now, my lovelies. This is Vivian Royale for Buzz Throwdown. Back to you, Gavin.
That's Gavin!
Are you sure? That's not what I've been hearing all this time. Gavin. Makes more sense.
No, it doesn't. Gavin. The sexiness. Now the man with this week's movie buzz, my favorite marshmallow, Sebastian Masters. Hey Sebastian, did you hear? I'm gonna be in the next X-Men movie.
I didn't. Good for you. You playing a big part?
No, it's a small part, but very vital to the film. I play Lifeless Mutant Body number 57.
Well, you know all about small parts.
You bitch!
Oh, come on now, Gavin. You know I'm just having some fun. At your expense. In casting news, or better yet, in not casting news, Emma Watson, my favorite Hermione Granger, is not going to be playing Anastasia Steele in 50 Shades of Grey. Watson tweeted, "Who here actually thinks I would do 50 Shades of Grey as a movie? Like, really? For real? In real life?" Emma Watson was tapped to play Cinderella in the upcoming live-action film starring Cate Blanchett as the wicked stepmother, but has dropped out. Although Watson exits the Cinderella movie, there's still hope to see her playing another fairy tale character in a fantasy movie, as she's set to bring the famous Belle to life in Guillermo del Toro's reimagining of Beauty and the Beast at Warner Brothers. Ouch! Disney versus Warner Brothers? Well, I do love a good old-fashioned cat fight. In Jeremy Renner news, and yes, he gets his own news, Hansel and Gretel will be getting a sequel. Even though it was only a moderate hit in the US, its worldwide box office is over $200 million and still growing. Of course, once you add the video sales to that total, it only makes sense to make another one. My only concern is whether Renner and Ultron will be back, but I can't see them making it without the two stars. Disney has announced that they're remaking Pete's Dragon. Disney remaking their own movies is nothing new. But what's interesting is that they hired David Lowery to write the script. Lowery is the writer-director of Sundance fave Ain't Those Bodies Saints?, which is a far cry from Disney. It looks like they might want to take Pete's Dragon a little darker than the original. While being interviewed for The Creds, the ever-so-yummy Ryan Reynolds has revealed that the Deadpool screen adaptation is having trouble getting off the ground because Fox doesn't like the film's hard R-rated script. No one attached to the film can see this movie as a PG-13 script, which of course the studio wants because teenage boys are their target audience. Hello? Jenner tells me all the time that fans want a real Deadpool movie, and giving it any less than an R rating would be a punch in the face.
Yup.
Listen to the fans, Marvel. They are your target audience. And finally, we know what Christina Applegate is going to do after her sudden departure from Up All Night. She's going on vacation. Applegate is in talks to join Ed Helms in National Lampoon's Vacation reboot. The story will be the same as the original. Rusty Griswold tries to take his family on vacation, and then inappropriate hilarity ensues. I'm not a fan of reboots, but I am a huge Christina Applegate fan. Ed Helms, not so much. That's all the buzz I have for you this week. This is Sebastian Masters, and I'll see you next week on Buzz Throwdown.
Okay, TV watchers, let's see what our dastardly TV buzz reporter, Arnold Gray, has to say this week. Dastardly? I like it. It's mine. That's the only worthwhile contribution you've given this show thus far, Gavin. Do you hear that? That's the sound of the screams of cast and crews of cancelled shows. Their tears sustain me. For the next few days, anyway. Among the cries, 90210. Finally. Young Justice, Green Lantern the Animated Series.
No!
Ah, yes, the cries of fans, too. Continuing, Bachelor Pad, Enlightened, the UK version of Being Human, and Shameless, Dexter, 0 Hour, Clone Wars, and What Not to Wear. Bow ties. Bow ties. Your face. It's what's not to wear, Gavin. On the cancellation block, the lackluster series Smash, overly awkward happy endings, Heart of Dixie, The New Normal, 1600 Pen, and Community. Speaking of NBC, did you hear about the one where Jay Leno is trying to get fired? Word is the NBC heads are now working on Leno's 2014 exit. Or sooner, if they had their way. Replacing Leno would be the equally unfunny Jimmy Fallon. A&E released their guide for how to become a cross-dressing homicidal sociopath this week when they premiered Bates Motel. The prequel series exploring the impressionable years of Norman Bates plays well with innuendo and suspense, and Since the show is competing with the likes of Dexter and The Following, it wastes no time getting to blood. Another notch on the belt for basic cable original programming. Shh, shh. Do you hear that? That's the sound of the one person excited over Hot in Cleveland getting picked up for a 5th season run. You probably didn't hear her because she was standing in front of the fridge suffering from a hot flash. I understand the desire to comment on a youth-obsessed culture. I applaud programs that break new ground in content. This is not one of them. Some good talent on this show is being wasted. I'm beginning to think that TV Land may be the place where good actors go to die. Or retire with the rest of the reruns. That's all the shredding I have this week. This is Arnold Gray, and I'll be back next week for more TV buzz bashing on Buzz Throwdown. Alrighty, gamers, time for this week's gaming buzz from my man Chet Dis. What's going on, Chet?
Hey guys, Wizards of the Coast just announced the new Magic the Gathering game, Duel of the Planeswalkers 2014. Game features the ever-so-hot Chandra Naloor. Magic 2014 will be available on Android for the first time, as well as iPad, PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and PC. Magic 2014 will add 10 new decks, 15 new encounters, 10 new puzzle challenges, a new game mode, and a first look at the cards coming in this summer's new core set of Magic cards. Magic 2014 Duels of the Planeswalkers will offer players exciting and new features as they partner with Planeswalkers Chandra Naloor to track down a manipulative and dangerous Planeswalker foe. Badass! The new teaser trailer for Battlefield 4 hit the web this week, and it looks slick! Looks like the full trailer will hit the web on March 27th on www.battlefield.com. Games due out in 2014, but no reason to start the hype now, know what I'm saying? Rising Star Games released the new trailer for Deadly Premonitions, the director's cut, due out April 30th. The game looks slick and twisted. 2 main requirements for my games. That's all the game and buzz and the biz I have this week. This is Chet Dis, and I'll catch you next week right here on Buzz Throwdown.
Now it's time for this week's tech with my favorite brainiac, Bethel Blackwood. Hey Bethel, I'm ready for an upgrade. How do you feel about the iPhone 5? All the hottest celebs have it.
You're not a celeb, but sure, I can totally see you as an Apple user. Simple and requires no thought of their own.
Sweet! Thanks, Bethel. Wait, what?
Hey everyone, let's get some tech buzz on. Today, let's start with some good old-fashioned sacrifice. HTC CEO Peter Chu said he would fall on his sword if the HTC One does not save the company. That's some pretty seriously strong words. Okay, well he won't actually sacrifice himself, but he did say he would step down as CEO if the HTC One is not a success. Personally, I hope the HTC One is a success because that phone is badass. Speaking of the HTC One, guess what? Its launch has been delayed. This is not really HTC's fault though. The vendors that will be manufacturing the phone have decided that HTC is no longer a tier 1 company, so they aren't going to bother manufacturing the phone as a priority. That's pretty fucked up if you ask me. Too bad there's only one company that makes every electronic device on the planet. Go Foxconn. You know who won't have issues manufacturing their phones? Samsung. You can be sure that the Galaxy S4 will be shoved down everyone's throat and an oh-so-clever Samsung media assault. Personally, I think Samsung needs to spend less money on a marketing blitz and a wee bit more money on R&D, because the Galaxy S4 is simply not impressive to me. It looks exactly the same as the Galaxy S3, and that is to say cheap and plasticky. Come on Samsung, you basically own the Android market. I think you could be bothered to spend a few bucks and design a kick-ass phone like the HTC One. But I'm sure you don't need to bother worrying about actual design when you already have the people convinced to buy your phone. You're turning into Apple and you can just put out a brick of shit and put the word Galaxy S4 on it and anyone will buy it. Does all this Samsung brainwashing have Apple a bit worried? I think it does. After the Galaxy S4 announcement, Apple immediately sent out a mass email telling people how awesome the iPhone is. Problem is, that email went out to the people who already own iPhones. Why waste time preaching to the choir, Apple? It's the undecideds that matter here. Until next time, Tech Geeks, this is Bethel Blackwood with your Tech Buzz on Buzz Throwdown.
Alrighty, guys and gals, here's your comic book buzz fix with our very own comic book guy, Jenner Jones. Hey, Jenner, I hear DC Comics is losing some employees. Think you can put in a good word for me?
Dude, if anyone's going to work at DC, it's going to be me. Besides, it's the writers who are leaving.
Hey, I can write. Not my fault the producers of Buzz Throwdown won't let me.
Yeah, I heard. Gavin, if you want to be a serious writer, don't use crayons. Kinda tacky. As Gavin said earlier, DC lost 2 writers from their high-profile books. Andy Diggle left Action Comics, and Joshua Hale Fialkov has left Green Lantern Corps and Red Lantern. Reasons both writers gave were creative differences between them and the editorial staff. But for Fialkov, his last straw was the sudden order from editorial to kill off Jon Stewart. Yikes! Way to piss off your writers, DC. If you hire them to write the stories they pitched, or what was agreed upon, then switch it up later, it is total and utter shenanigans. Covering for Diggle is Action Comics artist Tony Daniels. For GLC, Van Jensen will take over as writer, and current Swamp Thing writer Charles Soule will take over the Red Lantern series. Good luck, guys. And some pretty jaw-dropping news, Marvel has confirmed a very special guest star in the Age of Ultron mini, Spawn's Angela. Yup, you heard that right. Angela, who was created by the genius mind of Neil Gaiman, first appeared in Spawn issue 9, is set to appear in the final issues of AOU. Joe Quesada also states that he's been trying to find a way to introduce Angela in Marvel U since 2004. Plans for Angela continue after the Ultron event, where she'll pop up in the Guardians of the Galaxy issue number 5, written by Brian Bendis and co-written by Neil Gaiman. Well played, Marvel. Well played. Valiant Comics released a teaser image to the new series due out in July. The uber cryptic image says, "The world's greatest comic book company presents the world's worst superhero team." Industry insiders say it's the return of the fan favorite, Quantum and Woody. That would be totally badass if that's true. This is Jenner Jones, and I'll catch you guys next week with more comic book buzz, right here on Buzz Throwdown.
Time for some music buzz with our little music maven, Aria.
Hey Gavin, what did you think of Justin Timberlake's new album?
Oh my god, I loved it! I memorized this album after the third time I played it in a row. It's so good, I can play it all day. Day.
See? Gay Vin.
Hey, I'm comfortable in my masculinity to say JT is the man.
Oh, now I get why you won't go out with me. You like musicals.
Wait, no, that's not it. Oh, never mind.
Hey guys, let's get started with this week's Music Buzz. Glee's Matthew Morrison's latest studio album, Where It All Began, will drop June 4th of this year. This album sees Morrison take on 12 Broadway hits from West Side Story and others. Released by 222 Records, which is owned by the lickable frontman of Maroon 5, Adam Levine, says he's excited to be working with Morrison. I'm not a fan of musicals. Sorry, Gavin. But I'll give this a chance. The ever-controversial Yoko Ono tweeted a picture commemorating the 44th anniversary death of her husband and my favorite Beatle, John Lennon. The image of blood-stained glasses, presumed to be those of Lennon, and an anti-gun message caused quite a stir. Yoko goes on to state that the death of a loved one is a hollowing experience. After 33 years, our son Sean and I still miss him. How sad, but props to Yoko for speaking her mind. And finally, folk singer Michelle Shock did just what her last name is, shocked an unsuspecting crowd in San Francisco by spewing anti-gay slurs during her performance. Creeped out audience members left during her anti-gay rampage. The venue, Yoshi's in San Francisco, offered a full apology and refunds to upset attendees. Soon after the news hit about Shock's outbursts, other venues began to cancel her shows. Michelle Shock took to Twitter and tried to go on the defensive and backtrack her anti-gay statements. Shock goes on to say her outbursts were taken out of context and she does not have an issue with same-sex individuals. Right, Michelle sweetie, someone recorded your ranting and leaked it online. There's no question you meant what you said. You're just another hater who chooses to abuse your celebrity power rather than put it to good use. Good luck on your soon-to-be canceled tour. Well, that's all the music buzz I have this week. This is Aria, and I'll see you next week on Buzz Throwdown. Bye!
Well, that's our show this week. This is Gavin Stone, and I'll see you...
You mean we, right? We'll see you next week.
Right, of course. Sorry, Sebastian, being that you guys stand behind me, you're easily forgotten.
You mean we, right?
What?
You will see you next week,
I
jerk.
love you. How can you forget me? I text you like every minute.
Asshole.
Oh my gosh.
Seminal excrement. You guys hear that? That's the sound of jealousy. See you next week on Buzz Throwdown.